All right, I'm entering the vehicle with 3 points of contact.
Do you have enough frame, or should I sit in the passenger?
All right, I'm going to turn the key to accessory mode. Watch my gauges sweep. I'm going to look for my ABS light to come on and off on both the dash and the trailer. I'm going to start the vehicle up, make sure it's in neutral. Brakes are set. All right. Now I got to build my air pressure up, the governor cutoff between 120 and 140 psi. While that's building, I'm going to check my lights. So I'm checking now the internal lights on the dashboard. My right signal works, my left turn signal works, my four-way flashers work, my low beams work, and my high beams work. Okay, and now I'm going to step on the gas a little bit, run the RPMs up to about 10 just to make the compressor work a little harder, a little faster. Any more than 10, 1,000 RPMs, it's not going to help it go any faster, so just leave it at that. And we're going to listen for that governor cutoff. So it needs to hear those numbers, and you need to identify that you heard it. So you want to have your windows cracked, and kind of when it gets close to 120-ish, I am going to let off the gas so I can make sure I hear. Some of these newer trucks are kind of quiet. That was it. Okay, hopefully everybody heard that. Okay, so now that my governor's cut off, that was my governor cutoff. It cut off at roughly 125 psi. All right, so now I'm going to do my tug test. The button that is out is the one I'm testing. So I'm going to independently check my tractor and my trailer brakes. Okay, so red is trailer, yellow is tractor. I'm going to check my trailer brakes. I'm going to put it in gear by releasing my tractor. Give it a slight tug. All right, my trailer brakes are working properly, and that also shows I have a good connection at my kingpin. Now I'm going to check my tractor brakes or my truck brakes. I'm going to swap it out, go back to neutral, put it in gear, just slight tug. Truck did not move. My tractor brakes are working properly. Now I'm going to do my service brake test. I'm going to drive forward with both hands lightly on the steering wheel. I want to drive at least 5 miles per hour. I want to brake and make sure the wheel does not pull to the left or to the right. I want to release both brakes, put it in gear, make sure I'm clear. Brake, my vehicle did not pull to the left or to the right. My service brakes are working properly. I'm going to set those brakes, and now I'm going to do a second governor cutoff. Make sure you do your second governor cutoff because we're going to do a leak test, and they want you to have your air tanks full. So I'm going to build the governor cutoff again to 120 or 140 psi. I'm going to listen for that cutoff. So here's my air pressure gauge here. This one has both the primary and secondary together. One's a blue needle and one's a white. Secondary is blue. They're kind of combined there. Also, I should have mentioned that my depth tank is no less than 1/8 of a tank. That was it, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. See, that's kind of quiet. When you got the engine revving, you can kind of miss it, and you're gonna get confused with the vehicles around you with their brakes. All right, so now, second governor cutoff. I'm gonna turn my key off. Back to accessory mode, push both buttons in. All right, I'm gonna wait for my needles to stabilize after I put my foot on the pedal. Give them a moment to stabilize. My PSI is about 100. I'm gonna start my timer, and I should not lose more than 4 PSI in 1 minute. So I'm gonna wait that out.
Nice job so far, man.
Thank you.
Dude, this fucking information is capital. The internet needs this.
All right, we're approaching a minute. If you take your foot off that pedal a second early, you'll fail. So nothing on this leak test can you get wrong. So now I'm at a minute. All right, I'm done with that. I can take my foot off the pedal. I did not lose more than 4 PSI. My needle's still at about 100, so this truck didn't leak. All right, so now I'm gonna do my low pressure alarm test. My low pressure warning light and alarm should come on at or before 55 PSI. So I'm gonna fan my brakes until that comes on. That's my low pressure warning. It came on at roughly 55 PSI. I'm going to continue to fan my brakes until both of my buttons pop out between 20 and 45 psi. I got to make sure that they both pop out. If I stop pumping when only one popped out, I'll fail. So make sure you're watching the buttons here and not the needle. All right, both my buttons popped out at roughly 25 psi. That concludes my brake test. Now I'm going to start on my in cab. Both of my mirrors are clean, they're clear, they're not cracked or damaged, and they're properly adjusted to me. My windshield is clean and clear. It's not cracked or damaged, there's no obstructions. My windshield wipers work and squirt properly. This one's empty. And they are secured and not damaged. My city horn works. My air horn works. Check our heater and defroster. My defroster is working. My heater's working. Quick and simple. You just got to show them you know how to operate it. Emergency equipment, fire extinguishers right here beside me. It's secured and it's properly charged. My 3 reflective red triangles are in that red box right there. My spare bulbs and fuses are in the glove box up there. Did I miss anything?
That's it.
I think that's it. Now I'd ask the examiner to get out and assist me with my external light check. So if you would do me the honor. Show you how that goes. He's going to get out. He's going to stand at the front of the vehicle. Do my low beams work? Yes. Do my clearance lights work? Yes. Do my high beams work? Yes. Left turn signal? Yes. Right turn signal? Yes. 4-way flashers? Yep. Come over to the side of the vehicle. 4-way flashers here? Yes. Left turn signal? Yes. Clearance lights on the trailer? Yes. Now to the rear. Do my clearance lights work? Yes. My tail lights? Yes. When I step on the brake, does the brake light come on? Yes. Does the brake light go off? Yes. Left turn signal? Yes. Right turn signal? Yes. 4-way flasher? Yes. All right, that's it. Turn our lights off. Turn the key to the middle position, which is off. Everybody mistakes this left position as off. It is not. It's another accessory mode, so middle. All right. Get out with 3 points of contact. All right, I'm gonna go to the front of the vehicle and we're gonna continue our light check. So at the front of the vehicle, all my lights and lenses, there's 5 things. Clean, clear, not broken, not missing, and the proper color. Go to the side of the vehicle. All my lights and lenses on the side of the vehicle are clean, clear, not broken or missing, and they are of proper color. My DOT tape is visible and secure on the side of the vehicle. The rear of my vehicle, all my lights and lenses are clean, clear, not broken or missing, and they are of proper color. My DOT tape is visible and secure on the rear of the vehicle. Let's go back to the front. I'm going to check my vehicle, make sure it's not leaning left or right, front to back, which would indicate a flat tire or broken suspension. I'm going to look underneath the vehicle and make sure there's no puddles or any signs of leaking. The underside of the engine or the transmission showing no signs of leaks. I would listen for air leaks, and I'm going to open the hood. All right, on the driver's side. With my engine off, I will explain to him in detail how I would check my oil. So I will pull out my dipstick, wipe it, reinsert it, pull it back out, and check to see it's at the proper level. Put it back in, make sure my cap is present and secure. My coolant reservoir is secured, it's not damaged, it's not leaking, cap is present, and it is in between the minimum maximum level here on the sight glass. All my hoses and wires on both sides of the engine compartment are secured, they're intact, they're in good condition, and there's no visible leaks. I hear no leaks. My power steering fluid reservoir is properly secured, it's not leaking, the cap is present. The sight glass is between minimum max. All my power steering hoses and fittings are secured, intact, not leaking. My power steering gearbox, I'll point some of these things out. My laser pointer for people. My steering gearbox is secured, it's not damaged, it's not leaking, there's no missing bolts. My steering system, all my links, all visible links, arms, and rods from the steering box all the way to the wheel are secured, not bent or broken. They have no missing nuts, bolts, cotter keys, castle nuts. My joints and sockets are not worn or loose. Okay. Now, more suspension here. We got a leaf spring mount front, leaf spring mount rear back here. They are secured, they're not damaged, and they're not missing any parts. My leaf springs themselves are secured, not damaged, and they are not shifted. My shock absorber, secured, not damaged, and not leaking. My brake hose is secured, and fittings. They're secured, they're intact, they're not frayed, they're in good condition, they're not leaking. They can supply air to my brakes. My brake system on this one is a drum brake. My brake linings and pads have no contamination of oil and grease. Okay. My rims, secured, not damaged, no welding repairs. My tire is properly secured. There's no bulges or cuts in the sidewall exposing body plies. I have even wear across the top and sides. My tread depth is a minimum of 4/32 in the front, 2/32 in the rear. I would check that with a gauge. My lug nuts are all present and tight. There's no missing studs or elongated bolt holes. There's no rust trails that would indicate looseness. There's no shiny threads that would indicate cross-threading. My valve stem is accessible. It's secured, it's not damaged, it's not leaking. The cap is present. I would check the tire pressure with a pressure gauge to make sure it was at proper inflation. And if he asks you what's the proper inflation, whatever's on the tire. Okay. My mirrors and brackets on both the doors and the fenders are secured. They're not damaged. They're not missing any parts. My mirrors are clean and clear and adjusted to me. My battery box is secured. Battery box and cover secured and not damaged. My batteries themselves are secured and not damaged. They're not leaking. My connections are tight. There's no excessive corrosion. All my cables are intact and good condition. All right. My def tank and fuel tank are secured. They're not leaking and the caps are present. My frame and my cross members are secured. They're not damaged. There's no missing bolts, broken welds, etc. All my coupling. So my air and electrical lines, my glad hands are seated and sealed, locked into place, free of damage, and I hear no leaks. My service, emergency, and electrical lines are not cut, chafed, crimped, pinched, tangled, torn, taped, spliced, whatever other words you can think of, are dragging on the vehicle or the ground. All right, they're secured at both ends. My apron is secured and it's not damaged. My fifth wheel release handle is secured, it's not damaged, it is in a locked position and intact with the safety latch in place. Sometimes the safety latches are internal, you can't see them. All right. My skid plate, fifth wheel skid plate is secured to the vehicle via the platform, which is this here. All the bolts are present, they're not worn or damaged. If it was a sliding fifth wheel, I would have locking pins here. This one is fixed. I would mention the sliding rail is secured, it's not worn, and the locking pins were locked in place. Okay, come back here. You look in the openings here of your kingpin. It is secured, it's not bent or worn, and my locking jaw is completely wrapped around that kingpin, and I would check for play between the kingpin and the locking jaws. There's no gap between my apron and my skid plate, and my skid plate is properly lubricated. All right. I have proper space between the back of my truck and my landing gear, which if I didn't, that would be a sign of a high hook. My landing gear, K-frame, support frame, pads are all in good condition. There's no damage, there's no missing parts, no broken welds. My legs are all the way up, and my handle is secured. It's not hanging down like this, okay? You want it secured. They'll pull you over if it's hanging down. All right, my trailer frame and cross members are all secured. They're not damaged, there's no holes, and since there's brake lines running back here, we're gonna listen for air leaks. And these trailers have, their pup trailers are designed to have other pup trailers added to them, but so most people aren't going to have this, but we're going to talk about our pintle hook, drawbar, I-ring combination here. So it's all secured, it's not damaged, there's no broken welds, there's no missing parts. My I-ring is not bent, my tongue can support weight. And that's pretty much it. Anything I missed? I could have missed something, I went pretty fast.